Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to Trip Tales, the show where we talk about your Disney and Universal vacations. My name is Jamie Lee, and this is episode 82. The Capture the Magic Network is sponsored by Zip Travel, the most magical travel agency on Earth. They can help you make memories that will last a lifetime by booking Disney World vacations, but they can book many other destinations for you, like Universal Orlando, SeaWorld, beach vacations, international destinations, and beyond. So visit vacationwithzip.com to get a free quote and be paired with either Lauren or Kendall, and they will take care of booking your vacation for you free of charge. If you do book with Zip, you will receive a little gift during your trip as a thank you for supporting the agency and the network. And from us, you'll get a free t-shirt. So again, take advantage of their knowledge and experience and start the planning process today. That's vacationwithzip.com to get started. Well, welcome everybody. I have a special guest in the studio today. I guess it's not like a huge big deal, but it's Jared. It's Jared Lee. Hello, Jared.
Not a big deal.
Well, it's not like, I mean, it's a special guest because you're usually not on Trip Tales.
I don't think I've ever been on Trip Tales.
No, you've never been on Trip Tales. Hi. Thanks for coming.
I made my ways in here. It was a long ways, but I made it.
Well, our schedule kind of got messed up this week because we decided to flip our news show to Monday and then do Trip Tales on Thursday.
Thanks, D23.
That's D23's fault. Absolutely. So that's what we're doing here. I'm just going to do a Trip Tales episode for you guys, but I wanted Jared to come on because we did have a poll time I wanted to talk about and some other little things about D23 just to mention before it get too far into next week and everything. So the first thing we're going to start with is poll time.
It's poll time. Tell us what you think. Every opinion counts. Come on and link. We're discussing it all. We're taking a stance. Poll time's the segment. Let's give it a chance.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
All right. My poll time this week is actually related to D23. So given all the big announcements that were made about Disney World at D23, which announcement are you most looking forward to? And so we kind of put everything down into this list and just had people choose as many as they wanted. And here are the results. So 34% said Villains Land coming to Magic Kingdom. 31% said Monsters, Inc. Land coming to Hollywood Studios. 12% said Cars coming to Frontierland. And now we know that's going to be replacing Tom Sawyer Island and Rivers of America. 11% said Disney Starlight, the new nighttime parade at Magic Kingdom. 9% said the Tropical Americas area in Animal Kingdom. And then everything else got 1%. That's including the lounges, Zootopia, and other. We did not get any votes about Mando and Grogu for Smuggler's Run. So anyway, the top ones were Villains Land and Monsters, Inc.
I mean, that's about what I had figured it would be. I mean, when we heard them, I figured Villains Land. I had been saying for a while, Villains Land is the one I felt like all along would be the biggest like potential home run.
Yeah.
And then I think Monsters, Inc. a lot of people wanted for a very long time. And I mean, I think the Tropical Americas, it's one of those things where I think Animal Kingdom needs more things, but I don't know how many people are like super excited for that. Just that specifically, other than just more stuff in Animal Kingdom.
I think it might be about more stuff. There are a lot of, Encanto Disney fans out there, so I get that part. And people like Indiana Jones. But as far as like being like grappling for it, I don't think that's at that level, at least not right now.
Well, and it's a whole it's the news has happened so much in the past couple of days. So since even Monday, obviously Cars is replacing Rivers of America, which I hate that. It's a direct thing to Walt, but it's like the aesthetics of the park. There's a lot of reasons as to why I don't like that, but especially the fact that it's getting replaced with Cars. And it's not even Radiator Springs. I think it would be one thing if it was actually Radiator Springs, but they're doing the thing that they do with Disney where instead of just, what do you know from the movie? Radiator Springs. Like, here's Radiator Springs. Here's all this stuff you know and love. And, like, everybody already likes the stuff down in Disney California Adventure. Right. It's this extended story of, like, mud racing and we're going to tie it into Frontierland. I feel like for what it is, I just don't. I don't like the Rivers of America going away, and B, I just like Cars is replacing it. It's just
It's an interesting choice.
It seems what do you call it? Sanctimonious.
Oh, okay.
That's what it feels like.
Well, I mean, it only got 12% of the vote. So I think maybe a lot of people may be feeling the same way you're feeling as far as losing something like Rivers of America
A lot of people
and
are
Tom
mad
Sawyer
about
Island.
it.
That's been a thing.
Well, and like Cars is not a super relevant IP. Like the last movie was what, 8-9 years ago?
Yeah, something like that.
And even then, the third one, I mean, it wasn't nearly as good. So like the peak of Cars would have been like Cars 1.
Yeah.
Which was, when did that come out?
And then 2005?
Yeah, so.
Something like that. 2004 maybe. But yeah, Villains Land. And, we found out on Monday after we had already recorded Monday's episode that they had plans to take out Tom Sawyer Island and Rivers of America for this area. Because at first we didn't know. They didn't tell us when or tell us where it was going to be at the D23 announcement. So we know that, and we know Villains is going to basically go behind Big Thunder now on this whole like stretch back there. So there's a lot of controversy about that. And then Monsters Inc. We also find out now that this land, it doesn't have a home yet, meaning from the grapevine that we're hearing is that we don't know where it's going, and they don't either.
Yeah, apparently, they don't know where they're going to put Monsters Inc., even though they're breaking ground sometime soon. So I suppose they should probably figure that one out. Yeah. I don't think on that one, I don't think it's going to, I've heard people theorize of like 3 different places. So you would have Animation Courtyard.
Yeah.
You'd have Muppets Courtyard.
Yeah.
And then potentially where like Aerosmith, Rock and Roller Coaster.
They're not doing that one.
There's no way they're going to do Rock and Roller Coaster because the reason being Rock and Roller Coaster is still popular. It still absorbs a lot of crowds.
Right.
You would essentially be taking out a high capacity ride to replace it with another high capacity ride. So you're basically right where you left off. So you would want to be adding instead of just like breaking even there.
I get that. Yep.
Honestly, after I feel like it probably makes more sense to put it in Muppets, but like the Muppets people are really getting mad.
They're getting mad.
Well, and I think I'm wondering if Disney is saying this now because they're seeing such the backlash about Rivers of America. I wouldn't be surprised, even though if they put it in Animation Courtyard, that requires them to spend a lot more money because there is a bunch of break room stuff back there, stuff for cast members. They'd have to tear all that down and then rebuild all that infrastructure somewhere else in the park. Mm-hmm. Not that they wouldn't do it, but like it would be a big headache for them. So I feel like the one that would be the easiest in terms of that would be where the Muppets are, but they may not be going about that. So I don't know. I mean, yeah, I have a lot of thoughts on the Rivers of America stuff. It's just
we'll save that. We'll save a bigger conversation.
We'll
for
probably
a different
we can
day.
do that next week. But yeah,
okay.
It's I feel the thing about it, if they want to keep it, they could.
Yeah.
I've been saying for a while though, they want to get rid of Frontierland, and I think this is just them doing it sort of piece by piece.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, like I said, the biggest vote was for Villains, and that was kind of a surprise at the announcement. But anyway, so everyone's kind of agreeing with most of what we're saying. So that's kind of cool.
I guess the question with Villains, I've been saying, I think that's the biggest potential home run. But do you think that, like looking at the concept art, do you think the final product will look anything like the concept art that they showed? I
mean, we kind of addressed this on the Monday show. I don't know. It looks very risky is not the right word. What am I thinking? Like very
ambitious.
Thank you. That's what I'm looking for.
Well, and it gives me the idea too. It's like, first off, going to D23, knowing that they were going to replace these things, saying we replace a lot of stuff people love, and they didn't say anything.
Yeah,
that's a
weird.
whole other conversation of just like get it back, like at least tell people to their face. But they waited to put it on a blog post, and then like they didn't want to face the people that were going to be mad. But the one thing that I get the impression of is like if they don't know where Monsters Inc. Land's going, if all this stuff, I get the impression when it came to Villains that they only had that one piece of concept art. All they said was it was going to be 2 attractions, I think a restaurant and some stuff like that. I'm wondering how much actual planning went into that, or if they just went, okay, let's do this, drop some concept art, and we'll finalize the details later. I'm kind of leaning more towards this may have what have happened. Mm-hmm. Even though you would assume this stuff had been planned out for, I mean, I'm sure it's been thought of for a while, but maybe not like planned out in detail. But yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff going on, though.
Lots of stuff going on. So yeah, I'm excited to see all the stuff coming, and everybody else seems excited too. So thank you everybody for participating in the poll this week. I will have a new poll next week.
Yes. And if you want to be part of the next poll time, you can do that by two ways. You can go to the Capture Magic Facebook community and join there. Jamie posts the polls in there. And also over on Instagram at Captain Magic in the stories. Check it out there.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Now we're going to switch back over to our Trip Tales portion of the show. And if you're a new person to the show, if you haven't listened before, this is basically a trip report show where I have a guest on every episode that talks about their most recent Disney World or Universal Orlando vacation. And we talk about things like their hotel stay, the new lightning lane system, cast member interactions, crowd levels, rides, weather, dining, special experiences, and basically everything. And it's helpful if you've got a trip coming up and you want to hear a tip or two about what'll help you, and it's a good resource to have. So, but I'm always looking for guests for future episodes. So if you'd like to be a guest, please visit ctmtriptales.com. You can click on Be on Trip Tales at the top and fill in as much information as you can about your trip. And to keep everything organized, I ask that you email me or do it this way through the website only. Doing it through my DMs will get them lost, and I don't want that to happen. So yeah, email is good, jamie@ctm.show, or through the website. So
sounds good. I don't think I'm allowed to be a guest, though.
No, I'm sorry, you can't be a guest on your own live show.
That's fine.
Sorry about that.
It's cool.
But my guest today is Caitlin, and she did a girls trip. And they did a split stay at Animal Kingdom Lodge and Boardwalk. And it was just like a kind of a long weekend kind of trip. And they did all the rides. They did multi-pass, lightning lane. They ate at a couple of restaurants, and they had just a great weekend. So can't wait for you guys to hear it. So here's my interview with Caitlin. Okay, let's get to my guest today. I am talking to Caitlin. Welcome to Trip Tales, Caitlin.
Hi, Jamie. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. My first question I like to ask right off the bat, as always, in one word, how was your trip?
It was amazing with the subcontext of extremely hot.
Amazing, but hot. Okay. Hey, I'll take 3 words. That's fine.
I know, I'm like...
No, that sounds awesome. I mean, amazing but hot is pretty much, yeah, that sums it up. So tell me some basics about your trip. So what were your trip dates?
So we left, we went down August 7th and we came back August 11th.
7th to 11th. Okay. And who traveled with you?
I went with my friend
Lauren. Okay. And what kind of tickets did you guys have?
So when we originally booked the trip, we were just going to get a 2-day park ticket to do Hollywood Studios and Epcot. However, when looking at the prices, the summer 3-day that included Animal Kingdom ended up being cheaper than the 2-day park ticket. So we just said, why not go to Animal Kingdom as well? So we did that.
Awesome. Okay. And where did you guys end up staying?
We did a split stay. We did the first 2 nights at Animal Kingdom Lodge Jumbo House, and then we did 2 other nights at Boardwalk Villas. So we rented points.
Perfect. Okay. Those are some really good hotels you picked.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So besides the going to the parks and everything, did you guys do any like dining or any extra events, or was it just going to the parks and stuff?
We mostly went to the parks, but we did go to, we did 2 dinners. We did one night at Topolino's, and then we took the Skyliner and kind of bar hopped a little bit.
Okay.
And then we, what else? We went to a brunch.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. So, okay. Well, let's get started with hearing about your trip. So start from the beginning. How did you get to Florida?
So we flew, so I'm from the Boston area, so we took a flight from Logan on Wednesday night, and then we arrived. However, because Hurricane Debbie was coming up the coast they had us go more inland. So our usual 3-hour flight was a 4-hour flight.
Yeesh.
So it was long.
Yeah. Yeah.
Long and turbulent.
I actually was afraid you were gonna have some problems with your flight because I was like, oh my gosh, she's coming into Florida, like that all is happening. I wonder if that's gonna be a thing.
This wouldn't have been the first trip that was ruined by a hurricane.
Oh,
I
no.
actually was supposed to have my bachelorette trip down in October of 2022, but Hurricane Ian canceled that.
Oh
So
my
we had to
gosh.
pivot. Yeah, so I was like, I'm having PTSD
Jeez.
watching Debbie.
I would too. Okay, so what time did you end up getting into to Orlando?
So we probably landed around 10:30, and we didn't check any bags, so we got to walk right out the door. We ordered an Uber when
Okay.
we got to the carousel. We were at the JetBlue terminal, so they're really close to the doors, and then we just left. So we got to our hotel around 11:15.
11:15. Okay. This was in the morning or in the evening?
This is at night.
Okay, that's what I thought. I just wanted to make sure. I was like, I'm pretty sure she said evening. Okay, so 11 o'clock. So I'm guessing you didn't do anything that night.
No, we went straight to our room. We had a value studio standard at the Jumbo House.
How did you get that? That's super rare.
I know. I stumbled upon someone's Facebook post, renting the room, and I did heavy investigation before giving this person money, and it worked out. So I was very pleased with it.
Yeah.
But
Still a little risky to do that, right? I mean, going through just a person. But
yep.
But what a deal. Okay, so please tell me about these rooms. I know they're a little bit smaller than a studio, regular studio, right?
Yes, because I've stayed at other DVC studios. So it's basically a regular sized hotel room with a queen bed and a pull-out couch.
Okay, so no Murphy bed or anything?
No
It's just
Murphy bed.
Okay.
So I don't think I don't know when the last time Animal Kingdom Lodge did a renovation, but they don't have the new stuff that the other hotels do.
Okay. And it didn't feel smaller? I mean, I don't know how it was smaller, to be honest, but
it did feel smaller. Smaller compared to the studios, but it wasn't Disney rooms in general are bigger than normal hotel rooms. So in that aspect, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But no, the bathroom area was big.
Okay.
It had 2 sinks. It had the double sinks, the regular bathroom with the shower tub combo.
Mm-hmm.
It had a little teeny tiny kitchenette with a microwave, the coffee maker, and the beverage cooler.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say the rooms are extremely dark in there. And I read that, and then I didn't believe people until I was there. I'm like, oh, wow, the lighting is not great in here.
Right. And well, especially since you arrived, at night. So that was your first impression too. Oh, it's already dark. It's dark in here. Everything's dark.
Yes. So
I hear you.
that night, we got all our stuff lined up for the next day because we were going to rope drop at Animal Kingdom.
Oh, dang. You were going to rope drop oh, dang. Okay. All right.
Yeah, we went in. We were ready to go.
Okay. How was your view? I know you said it was a standard view, but what was your view?
We had the stand. I think because we checked in late at night that we got the last one, and we got a view of the front. We were looking into a tree and the parking lot.
Oh, okay. So no Savannah view or anything?
No, I was hoping, but we didn't get lucky. But that's okay. I mean, honestly, we weren't even in the room. So
Okay. All right. Well, okay. I'm assuming you didn't do anything else. You just went to bed.
We went to bed. Yep.
Okay. So this was Wednesday, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
That was Wednesday. So, okay. Thursday was Animal Kingdom Day.
Yes.
And
Animal Kingdom opened at 8 a.m.
Okay.
So we could do early entry at 7:30.
Okay. So what time did you get there?
So we left We got up probably between like 6:15 and got ready for the day.
Okay.
We walked out of our hotel room probably around like 6:30ish, and then we got to the bus stop at 6:40. And
Okay.
it was us and another family waiting for the bus.
Oh, nice.
The bus picked us up at probably 6:42, and then it left at 6:46, and one other person hopped on the bus. There was only like 3 groups of people on the bus to
Wow.
Animal Kingdom.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I bet they run those buses very frequently being so close. So it's like,
Yes.
it's like, oh, if you miss this one, another one will be around in like 30 seconds.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep, and we didn't stop at Kidani Village, so it was just
Okay.
Animal Kingdom Lodge, or
Okay.
Jumbo House, I should say,
Perfect.
when we went.
So you would have arrived before 7 then, right? I mean, it's just around the corner.
Yes, we got dropped off at 6:53.
Wow. Okay. Very cool. All right.
Yeah.
So when do they drop when do they start letting you in when you scan in? Like what time does that happen?
They had us scan in at 7:20, so we
Okay.
went. Our whole plan was to go to Pandora
Mm-hmm.
to rope drop Flight of Passage, so we headed in that direction.
Okay.
Lots of people were running and using their strollers as shields.
Oh, gosh.
I know. I'm like, your child's in there.
They don't care. It's all about the rides.
I know. So we got stopped. They held us there until about like 7:25ish, and then they started slowly walking us back to Flight of Passage.
Okay. So by the time you got into the line, were you guys pretty close, like up to the front?
Yes, I would say that so at the tap styles, we were the second group of people,
Oh, nice.
which what helped us.
Yeah.
Which I was happy about because we woke up so early.
Yeah. You're like, we woke up early. We're going to be the first ones there.
Yes. Yes. And then we got on the ride at like 7:40, and
Okay.
we lucked out. There was a bunch of people in front of us, but they were just looking for 2 people. And when I go on these types of trips with just one friend, I keep my ears out because I know they always look for 2 people. I'm like, it's us. We're ready. Take us.
Absolutely, they do. You're like, I'm a party of 2. It's me. My turn.
And I put my hand up, and the guy was looking at me. He goes, "You're a party of 2?" I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "Well, you're holding up a 1." I'm like, "Oh, it was like a taxi. Like, me, pick me." I want to be chosen to go forward.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah.
Well, yay for you. You got chosen.
Yes. So we got on the ride, and then we were off the ride at 7:53.
Okay. Alrighty.
And from there, we went over to Navi River, which
Mhm.
had a posted time of 10 minutes, but we walked right on.
Perfect.
And the animatronic was working. I know sometimes it doesn't work.
I know. It's
But-
always sad when it doesn't. You're like, oh, that's the biggest part of the ride right there. You know?
I know. And that's what we're like turning the corner. I'm like, is it going to be working? And it was.
Yay.
So.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So was the park open by the time you got out of that?
Yes.
Okay.
It just had opened.
Okay. So what was the plan for the, I'm sorry. I forgot to ask. Did you do any other, did you do Lightning Lane this day?
Yes. Okay. 9 o'clock safari. We had a 10 a.m. Expedition Everest
Okay.
and an 11:15 Cali River Rapid.
Oh, that's really, you did good.
Yes. I was very pleased.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to expect.
Mm-hmm. Oh, because of the new
And-
system.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I booked it the week out.
Mhm.
And the way actually I booked my Lightning Lanes was I chose my Animal Kingdom day last.
Mm-hmm. That's
We
smart.
booked our Hollywood Studios one first because we were going there on Saturday. And that was our day that we really wanted to do everything. So
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's great. That's like the smartest thing to do with this. Like the ones that it's the most busy. So Hollywood Studios, Magic Kingdom, do those first, and then Animal Kingdom and Epcot would be last.
yep.
That's just smart. Yeah. For real.
What else? So we did that, and then So after we got off Navi River, we planned on going to Dinosaur because I know that area of the park isn't as busy early in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
So we headed over there, but we stopped. I got a coffee, and my friend got a sausage, egg and cheese biscuit at one of those little stands.
Mm-hmm.
And she wanted me to let everyone know that she loved it. It was very good.
Okay. Do you remember which one you stopped at?
It was right before we entered Dino Land. I don't know if it was
Okay.
a Joffrey's.
Is it right across? Is it on the left as you're going into Dino Land across from the
Yes.
bathrooms? Okay. I don't know I don't remember what that's called, but yes, I know what
I
you're
know.
talking about. Yeah. Okay.
I'm like, that's the one thing I didn't remember. I'm like, because
Yeah.
we went to somewhere else. I'm like, I remember that name, but it wasn't. But yeah, it was good. It was coffee and a sandwich, and we headed to Dino Land.
Okay. And when you got to Dinosaur, was there much of a wait?
No, there was no wait at all. There was a
Yay.
5-minute posted, and we walked right into the pre-show.
Okay. Perfect. I love that. I love when the rides are walk-ons, like so early in the
Yeah.
morning. It's so great.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know if you're planning on going back to Disney
I
here
know.
shortly, but I mean, Dinosaur, it's on his last
It's
leg.
going as I'm trying to remember if it was one of the workers, it might have been like a bartender we ran into later, but they're like, yeah, it's going extinct. And this is before they announced it at D23 this weekend. So
Oh,
we had
wow.
that feeling it was going to happen, but like everyone was already talking about it
Nice. That's
before
crazy.
it was announced.
By the way, I looked it up and it's Isle of Java.
Yes, that's what it was.
Okay. Okay. Just want to make sure we got it. Okay. Well, how was Dinosaur? How was that ride?
So I've been to Disney a bunch of times since childhood to adulthood. My friend hasn't been to Animal Kingdom since she was like 10 or 12. And she walks off that ride and goes, yeah, now I know why I had nightmares as a child.
Oh no.
She liked the ride, but our picture is hysterical.
Oh,
It
my
was
gosh.
just, I remember the ride, but I don't remember it being that like dark.
I feel like everybody says that. It is really dark, really dark, and for a while too.
Yes, it was just like, what is going on? But no, we had fun. We enjoyed
Good.
ourselves.
Good.
The fact that it's a child's ride kind of was like, what is going on? But we enjoyed ourselves.
I mean, I don't know how many kids actually ride that. I'm like, my daughter's 8 and she just closes her eyes for the whole time, so she ain't riding it. So what did you do after Dino Land?
So after Dino Land, we headed over to Expedition Everest.
Okay.
It was a posted 10-minute wait, and it was a 5-minute wait.
Okay.
So it wasn't bad. And then we went back on Expedition Everest, and we did single rider, and we just walked right on.
Nice. So you did it 2 times in a row.
Yes.
Perfect. So by what time is this now?
This is probably almost 9 o'clock. So after we did Expedition Everest for the second time, we headed over to the safari to tap in for our first lightning lane.
Okay.
After we tapped in, we booked Bug's Life for 9:30,
Okay.
which I knew we really didn't need, but we just wanted to see what it was like to do that. So
Yeah, I got you. Okay.
so we did that. The safari was good. There weren't a lot of animals out.
Huh. Okay.
Like it was, I remember we saw like one lone zebra.
Oh.
Like
Okay.
we saw like there were a lot of elephants or giraffes, but it was just we got to see the lion. I just remember seeing a lot more of like the rhinoceroses and the zebras from prior trips.
Okay. Well, who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it was just they sensed the
timing.
rain was coming or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
Okay.
but it was good.
Good.
After the safari, we went on to we did Bug's Life,
Okay.
which we tapped in, and then we just waited for the prior show to end, and we went right in.
Okay. So you got a lightning lane for that, like right after, like.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. I got you. Okay.
there was a time available. It was like 9:30. I
Okay.
think it was.
Okay. How was the show?
It was cute. It was cute. I'm excited for the new Zootopia show that they're going to add to it.
That should be good. That should give some life to that
Yeah.
area for sure.
Yeah.
I like Bugs Life, but this attraction is not for me. But it's fine. It's okay.
It's fine.
Yeah.
There's good stories. Like another one that traumatized children.
Yeah. That's for real. Yeah. Okay. Did you book another lightning lane after this?
We did not, because
Okay.
none of the times we planned on only being at Animal Kingdom for half the day.
Okay.
So none of the times were lining up with our plans. So I would
Gotcha.
occasionally check, but everything was like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, or we already had the lightning lane.
Gotcha. Okay. Sounds good. Okay. So what did you do after Bugs Life?
After Bugs Life, we went and did our Expedition Everest. Expedition Everest Lightning Lane.
Okay.
It was a 30-minute posted, but we walked right on with the Lightning Lane.
Perfect. Always good to hear.
And then, yep. And then after that, we headed over to Cali River Rapids.
Okay. Did you get soaked?
We did not. We got wet,
Okay.
but we weren't the lucky ones who got like the brunt of it.
Okay.
And then, after Cali River Rapids, we started to head on out. We stopped at, is it the Smiling Crocodile with the tacos?
Yes.
Yep. We got some tacos there.
Good. How were
And
those?
then- good. They were good.
Good. Smiling.
We left Animal Kingdom at 12:10 and got back. We got on the bus. The bus was just pulling up as we were walking up, which was always great.
Mm-hmm.
And we hopped on, and we were back at Animal Kingdom Lodge at 12:19.
Okay.
But something weird happened when we went. So when we arrived, everything was dark. So we didn't know what anything looked like. And we kind of were like, oh, is this Jumbo House? And the bus driver's like, yeah, this is Jumbo House. Everyone, this is Jumbo House. Get out if this is Jumbo House. So we're like, okay. And we walked out, and we kind of look around, and we're looking, and we're like, wow, this looks really different in the light. Yeah,
Oh, no.
because he dropped us off at Kidani Village.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
He had driven away, and we're walking. We're like, how can we get back to Jumbo House? And they're like, there's an internal shuttle. They're like, just stand right over here, and they'll come pick you up. And they came like within 5 minutes, but it was just
Okay.
like, well, this is weird.
Yeah. Thank goodness for the internal shuttle. But yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, because this day was very, very humid.
Okay. Yep. That's Florida in August for you.
Yep. Yep.
Gotcha. So what did you do back at your hotel?
So my friend went back to she went to the front desk to ask for a mattress topper for the sleeper sofa.
Okay.
And they said they'd send one right up. And I went to Mara to get just some lunch because I didn't have the tacos. I have a gluten allergy. So I
Okay.
went and I mobile ordered at Mara and got some kids' chicken nuggets, chicken tenders, I should say.
Nice. Okay.
Yep.
How are
And
those?
those were good.
Okay.
It did take a little while with the allergy, but that's
Mhm.
to be expected because they make it separately.
Okay. Yep. Okay.
After that, we decided we wanted to go to the pool. So we went and used the Kidani Village pool.
Yeah. That's a good
Because
pool, isn't it?
Yes, because
Yes.
we heard that slide was
Mm-hmm.
better than the Jumbo House one. So we went and hung out there.
Okay.
We were there for about like an hour and a half-ish.
Okay.
And it started to pour. So we just headed back to the room
Okay.
to take a nap.
Ah,
because-
naps. You guys were probably
Yep.
exhausted.
Yes, because we had a 5:45 Topolino's reservation.
Okay. Got you. All right. So what time was this about?
I want to say this time was probably about like, I think we had back to the room around like 3:30ish.
Okay. All right. Very good. All right. So, did you nap up and just then go to Topolino's next?
Yes, that's
Okay.
exactly what we did.
Okay. How did you get there?
We ended up just taking an Uber.
Okay.
Because we wanted to nap more, and that's before we went down. We were trying to figure out like what do we want to do, and it was just for timing. We just decided to take an Uber, and it was probably about like $10.
Oh, that's not bad.
No, not at all.
Well, I'm thinking like if you're just using Disney transportation, like you would have to, I guess you could take a bus to Animal Kingdom and then take a bus to Riviera. I guess you would
Or
do
the
that.
other option I thought of was if we took a bus to Hollywood Studios and then take the Skyliner over to Riviera.
Yep, you could do that too. Yeah. Okay. I was just thinking like what would be like the
Yeah.
best option. But yeah, either
Yep.
one of those. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, but Uber is definitely faster.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
So was this your first time eating at Topolino's?
No, this was my
Okay.
third, I think.
Oh, okay. Okay. Was it your
And
friend's
we-
first?
No, it was her second. So we actually went a couple of years ago. We
Oh,
go
okay.
to Florida together once every other year, once a year. Like it's fluctuated.
Mm-hmm.
So we've gone in the past before, and she's like, I really liked Topolino's. Can we go back there? I'm like, sure, because she's actually more of a Universal person over a Disney person. So I'm like, you're coming to Disney with me. I will do whatever I need to do to please you.
Oh, you're such a good friend. Well, that's good. Okay. Okay. So, Topolino's 5:45 reservation.
Yep.
So tell me about dinner.
So I was ecstatic because I finally got a table over by the window to see everything because
Uh-huh.
I'm usually on the other side of the restaurant.
Mhm.
And me and my friend are laughing and we're talking. I'm like, yeah, look, we made it. We can look out the window as they're like rolling the shade down because the sun was coming in. I go, seriously, we finally get here and it's shutting the shade.
No.
But they did end up putting it back up, but it was just priceless. Like the words literally just came out of my mouth, and that we look and we're just laughing.
Oh, that's so funny. Well, at least it went back up. At least you got to see a little bit of you.
Yeah, we
That's
did.
good. So, so how was service? What'd you guys order? All that stuff.
So service was great. We had Chris the server. He was awesome. We started with the ricotta, which was my favorite.
Mhm.
I think I've gotten that every time I've been there. And then we got the salad appetizer, and then we both got the filet.
Ooh, that's so good. Yeah, the ricotta is delicious. I think
Yeah.
Jared had the filet when we went. Oh gosh, this food in this place is just so amazing. I don't think it's just like a bad thing. But oh man, that sounds so good right now when you said
Yeah.
the filet.
We contemplated going back. We're like, there's an open reservation. Do you want to go?
That's so funny. Was it busy in there? Like, was it all the tables full and everything, or?
No.
Okay.
So when we first got there, it wasn't as busy, and then it started filling up. We took our time at dinner, so like there was a lot of rotation through the other tables.
Mhm.
But as we were leaving, there was a huge party coming in. I think they said like 18. We were
Ooh.
watching them set that all up. I'm like, oh, good luck to them.
For real. Dang.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else about dinner that was awesome? Did you guys have dessert or anything?
No, we just had dinner because we didn't know what we were going to do next
Okay.
because we planned on taking the Skyliner. We were going to go down the Skyliner line and do a bar crawl, but the weather was kind of iffy.
Okay.
We didn't want to get stuck on the Skyliner or like stranded if we went to like Caribbean Beach. So we decided to take the Skyliner to the Epcot
Okay.
stop, I should say,
Uh-huh.
and just walk around the boardwalk.
Okay. All right.
So that's
What you did. Okay. All right. So what did you do with the boardwalk? Just stroll? Did they have the entertainment?
They did. So we actually ended up, we timed it perfectly because we got off the Skyliner and I looked, I'm like, hey, the boat's pulling up to the Epcot spot. Do you want to just take the boat over to Boardwalk? And we're like, sure, let's go do that. So we did that. And then we went up and we're looking, and my friend goes, "What are those?" I'm like, "Oh, those are the Surrey bikes." And she goes, "Can we rent those?" I'm like, "Yeah, let's try and do it." And we went up and we were asking. They're like, "Yeah, we're closed because of weather." We're like, "Oh, okay." So
Aw.
I know, we were all bummed. So we went to Abracadabra.
Abracadabra?
Yeah,
Oh,
Abracadabra.
I love that place. Yes.
Yeah. It was actually my first time there. I've only been in there when we've used the bathroom from the Italian restaurant next door.
Right.
So it was fun. It was nice being in there. And we just missed the rain.
Oh,
It
really?
monsooned because we could see it every time someone opened the door, and it was just like raining sideways.
Oh, gosh. Oh,
So
well,
we sat
good
in
thing.
there.
Yeah, good thing you got in there.
I know.
What did you guys have at Abracadabra?
I had the margarita
Mm-hmm.
with the magic show, which was pretty cool.
Uh-huh.
And then my friend, she had the Pepper's Ghost.
Ah, okay. Okay. And how was everything?
Everything was great.
Good.
It was good. Yeah.
Was it packed
So
in
we
there
just-
as usual?
It wasn't, when we first walked in, we were able to grab a table. And then I think because of the rain, everything kind of just piled in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
that
it
makes
was-
sense.
But it was good. We had good service. She continued to check on us. So it was nice.
Okay. Good.
And then from there, we headed up to the Bellevue Lounge.
Okay.
And we just, we hung out there for a little bit. We both got Cosmos,
Mm-hmm.
and the service was fine there.
There was pretty good up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then after that, we left the boardwalk. We took an Uber back to our hotel.
Okay.
And then we went to Victoria Falls, which is the lobby bar.
Okay. Victoria Falls. I don't think I've
and-
ever been at that bar before.
Yeah, it's weird where it's located. So it's you have to go down a staircase, and it's just the only thing in that like landing.
Okay. Okay. I think I know where it is. I just don't think I've actually like been there or actually thought, "Oh, that's Victoria Falls."
Yeah.
But
After that, we went to bed because we have been up for many, many hours.
right. Time for bed. Yeah, but every time you do like an Animal Kingdom morning, like it's like by the time you get to the afternoon, it's like you're dragging, especially in the summer and the heat and the humidity. Oh, yeah.
Humidity. Because we have both traveled to Florida in August, but neither one of us have ever remembered it being that bad.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, now I'm going to remember.
Yes, it was. I'm like, why does it feel like the whole world is just crushing in on you in heat?
Like someone's got a wet, hot blanket around your face.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so that was Thursday. So we're gonna move on to Friday. What was Friday? What were you doing this day?
Friday, we were going to Epcot. So we were going to Epcot, but we were also switching hotels.
Okay. Epcot,
So-
switching hotels. So tell me about the hotel part first. Like, so what time did you check out and luggage and all of that?
So we were going to rope drop Epcot. So we
Okay.
woke up at 6:30, got all our stuff gathered up, got ready.
Okay.
Our game plan was to be on the bus by 7:30.
Okay.
So we ended up dropping our luggage off at Bell Services, and I just said, we're transferring hotels to Boardwalk Villas.
Mhm.
And they just told us a bunch of stuff like, do you have all this? They didn't want any medication in the bags,
Right. Mhm.
any perishables. And we're like, nope, everything's fine. So they took it and transferred it to Boardwalk.
Okay.
They told us that they wouldn't be delivering it until between 1 and 5.
Okay.
So just so we knew about that.
Okay. 1 in 5. That's
and then
interesting. So is that standard? I don't ever
don't
do
know.
that. So
So I've transferred my bags before, but I don't remember them ever telling me a specific time.
Okay. All right. I was just curious. I mean, I guess 1 to 5 is pretty like standard. I mean, if your check-in time's at 3, then
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so you dropped your baggage off, and then did you just take the bus to Epcot?
Yep. So
Okay.
we just took the bus to Epcot.
Okay.
The bus, it was much more crowded than the prior day. I think because of the later time opening, more people are able to wake up at 7:30 to go someplace instead of 6:30.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. People are like, I'm awake. It's fine.
Yeah.
especially at 7 if you have to get a virtual queue for Guardians.
Yes, which I forgot. We got a virtual queue right at 7.
Uh-huh.
We got boarding group number 8.
Oh, good job.
Yeah, I was shocked. Oh, and then also we got the Lightning Lane multi-pass as well that day.
Okay. And what were your 3 picks for that?
So we got a individual Lightning Lane as well.
Okay.
So we got Guardians. We picked the 9:15 Lightning Lane. We wanted to do it in the morning, so that way we wouldn't have to do like a lot of back and forth, because we wanted to spend the afternoon in World Showcase.
Okay. Gotcha.
So we did Spaceship Earth. We had Spaceship Earth at 10:15.
Okay.
Figment at 11:15.
Figment.
And then Remy's at 12:15. And I booked these on the day I was able to, and I was able to modify them a
Mhm.
little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So I modified my Figment to 9:55.
Okay.
In Spaceship Earth, I think I bumped back to like 10:40.
Okay. I was just getting them
And then-
closer to the morning or early morning.
Yes. Just to have a little bit more spacing. And then
Okay.
Remy's we pushed back. But when we actually arrived at Epcot, like our whole game plan changed. We decided, we're like, oh, let's so we got in the park, we got off the buses, we went through security, and then the tap styles were already open.
Okay.
So, and that was at, we got off the bus at 7:44. The tap styles were open by 7:49 when we walked in, and then we were put in the early entry line.
Mm-hmm.
And they were already scanning people's magic bands
Okay.
for early entry. At 7:56, they started walking us into the park,
Mm-hmm.
and then they held us right before World Showcase.
Mm-hmm.
Held by like the creation shop.
Right. Yeah. There. I think there's 3 different areas, 3 or 4 different areas they hold you. Basically, you can't go any farther than like the World Celebration Gardens area. Right? Is that right?
Yes, that sounds about right where
Roughly.
we were.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. We were originally going to rope drop Soarin' because we had the Remy's Lightning Lane, and then I think we were just like on a high because we had such a great morning, like with all the Lightning Lane and like moving. We're like, let's just, press our luck and do Remy's because we were right at the front.
Mm-hmm.
But that was a mistake on our end because of all the people who came in the International Gateway.
Okay. So I was going to say that. Okay.
Yeah, that was our mistake.
Well-
and as soon as we saw all the people, like everyone was converging in the World Showcase, like because
Mhm.
there was all the people running to Frozen, and
Right.
we were already committed. So I'm like, let's just do it. And we're like, yeah, we'll do it. We're like, we're fine. We're already in here.
Yeah.
It took us
So I was gonna say, next time, because you were going to be staying at Boardwalk.
I know.
Next time you should have Ubered to go
Yep,
up to Boardwalk and then just gone the back way.
I know.
You're like, dang it.
It was like a slow train crash. We were just watching it happen. I'm like, Well, you can't put them all.
I know. It's so hard too because it's such a long walk from the front of the park to back to Remy's. So it's like, yeah, it's just like, first of all, you have to almost like walk run, to get there.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then I felt bad for this poor woman. She was like huffing and puffing, pushing some carrots. And then she yells out, "Does anyone know if this is the way to Frozen?" We're like, "Yeah, no, it's the other way." I was like, "I'm sorry."
Poor dear.
I know.
Oh, man. Well,
Like, and her family was nowhere to be found. There was no child in the carriage. So I'm like, oh, she must be very upset right now.
you're like, this is not the time to be lost.
No.
Rope drop. No way.
No.
Okay, so when you did get to Remy's, what did the situation look like? Like, what was the wait and all that?
We were let back at 8:26. We got in line to Remy's at 8:32, and we were just over the bridge. Is there one or two bridges in France?
Just one, I think. Yeah, just the
Okay,
one that goes
okay.
over to UK.
Everything's just blending. So we were in line once we got over that bridge.
Okay.
And we kept moving, like we were walking the entire time. It wasn't like stop, go,
Mm-hmm.
but it did take 45 minutes.
45 minutes. Okay.
Yep. We got on at 9:16.
Okay. So not what you would suggest for others to do.
No.
Okay.
And the other stressful thing that happened was our boarding group was called at 8:40.
Ah. Right.
And I'm like, wait, I go, but the park isn't open yet. So why are they calling the boarding group?
Oh, yeah, they do that, don't they?
So then I started stressing out. My friend's like, it's fine. I'm like, no, I don't want it to get screwed up. So
Well, luckily,
after we got off of Remy's, we ran over to Guardians.
Mhm.
And I'm like, well, what do we do first? I go, do we do our boarding group that expires at 9:40, or do we do our individual lightning lane that started at 9:15? Because we got over there at, I want to say it was like 9:30 we ended up over there.
Okay, I would have done
the guy was-
individual first.
Well, that's what I said. I go, do we do individual first? And he goes, no. He goes, do your virtual queue. He goes, you're fine. He looked at me like I was a crazy person. Because the last time I did the virtual queue, it took us an hour to get through.
Right. Exactly.
So I was stressing
Yeah.
out about that. He goes, don't worry, you're fine. Like, just use the virtual queue. I go, okay. We walked right on.
Oh.
Like, we literally walked right onto the ride.
Oh, dang. Well, then that's probably why he was like, you're good. No
Yeah,
worries.
I go, okay, so now I know why he was looking at me like I was a crazy person.
He's probably like, guys, I got this. I work here.
But so my friend Lauren and I, we went 2 years ago and we did the virtual queue and we waited an hour. So we're like, we kept walking. I go, we stood here last time, right? Like, it wasn't just all this. And we walked right on to the free show.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Well, and you did it since you did it so early, I bet that was why.
So I
Like,
wonder if that's what it was.
yeah. Yeah. That's
Uh-huh.
good. But you did it right like 2 times in a row, basically.
Yeah. And that was,
That's awesome.
and it changed the turn of the day because we started off on such a bad note, like a
Uh-huh.
bad foot. So we did, the first time we did it, we got one way or another.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second time we did it, we got Everybody Wants to Rule the World.
Oh, that's my favorite one.
Yeah. And
Nice.
it's funny, like riding it back to back with 2 different songs. Because
Mhm.
the last time we wrote it was when they had the special Christmas song 2 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
So it was just, I was just thinking of the meme where it shows like all the people dancing to all the different songs and how you feel on the Guardians of the Galaxy one. I'm like, wow, I really do feel like this right now.
Yeah, but like so which one did you like better?
I liked One Way or Another.
Oh, okay. Nice. Nice. All right. Well, after doing all of that spinning and roller coastering and all that stuff, what did you do next?
We mellowed out on Figment.
Okay.
So we tapped in there. And then we tapped in there and we ended up flip-flopping a lot of our, no, sorry. We tapped in. I was able to get a soaring lightning lane
Okay.
for relatively, I want to say it was like 10:30. So it was relatively quick turnaround time.
Okay.
So after we did Figment, we went over to Soarin' and did that.
Okay.
It was a longer lightning lane line for us, like compared to all the other rides that we did like earlier, like the day prior
Mhm.
and Figment. But we were in the B concourse in the B section. So I was happy about that. And we had front row, so we didn't have any feet dangling. So it was good.
That's a
It was
good
a
one.
good soaring ride.
Yeah.
I go, the Eiffel Tower was straight. It was great.
Successful day so far.
Yeah. So then we were actually really hungry because we didn't eat anything that day. So we kind of pivoted and we moved some lightning lanes around.
Okay.
We pushed back Spaceship Earth, and then we had a Mission Space one too.
Okay.
We ended up not using either one of those, so I don't even remember what time they were booked for. I think they were somewhere like around 2:00.
Okay. But didn't use it.
We didn't use it because we went to Mexico and we started in the World Showcase.
Yeah, you did.
Yes, we did. We went left.
You went left. All right. Okay. So what did you do over in Mexico and World Showcase? Were we doing some drinking?
We were doing some drinking. We ate first because we were being responsible.
Okay. Okay. What did you guys have?
We went to the La Cantina. We got tacos and we sat inside because we knew we wanted to sit in air conditioning when we were eating. So
Smart.
we
Fair.
sat in the back. And we kind of just chilled out there because we were going all morning.
Yeah. So you're just like, give me the AC for just a little bit longer.
AC, give me a taco. We didn't get any drinks yet because we kind of just wanted to eat, hydrate, and then we went into the pyramid.
Okay.
We rode Grand Fiesta Tour,
Okay.
which was cute.
Was it
And then
was
we
it a
went-
walk on?
It actually had a wait.
Oh.
It was like a 10-minute. It was a 10-minute wait, and it took us about like 8 minutes to get on the ride.
Oh dang. All right.
I know.
That's a busy pavilion right there.
I know. And then after we got off there, we went to La Cava.
Uh-huh.
I got a cucumber margarita, and Lauren got an avocado margarita. Both were very good.
Perfect. That avocado margarita is very popular.
Yes. Yes, it is.
I tried it one time, and I'm not a big fan of avocados, but it just tasted like earth to me. I don't know if that makes sense, but like I don't know. I just again don't like avocados, so I was like, well, I'm not gonna like this. But anyway, with the cucumber one though, was that fresh? Did it taste like fresh?
Yes, it was fresh. It was nice.
Good.
So then we decided. So we got Memory Maker.
Uh-huh.
So we back in Animal Kingdom, we went to a couple of the spots and we took pictures. So then our goal was to find every photographer in the pavilions. But we decided to start that in Norway. We skipped Mexico.
Okay.
So we're in Norway with our margaritas. And we're just,
Oh gosh.
they were fun. I thought you couldn't have alcohol in pictures at Disney, but I think that might just be you can't have alcohol with the characters.
I actually don't even know. Is that? I mean, you're probably right. I don't even know. You can't take pictures with alcohol with the characters. Okay, so that makes sense.
Yes.
I don't think I've
remember
ever
that
done
happened. I remember that we just didn't finish them. They're like, you need to like put your drinks away. We're like, oh, okay. So we just the photographers that we had, we weren't with any characters. They were a blast. They're like, cheers, and they had us do all crazy poses. It was fun.
Okay, that's fun. But you got to keep your drinks. Interesting. Yeah. Okay. That's cool.
Yep. So we took photos in Norway, and then we went to China. I didn't get a beverage. She got the Kung Fu Punch.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Yeah. Yep. It was good. I tried some of that. That was yummy. And then we just kind of walked around all the gift shops, sucking in some AC.
Okay. Nice.
It was a much better, like, humidity day, our Epcot day. It was still hot, but it wasn't as bad as our Animal Kingdom day.
Okay. Yeah, it's never
No.
as bad. Oh. Kung Fu Punch. Okay, so what'd you do next?
What did we do next? We headed over Coco's China, and then I think, is it the is that where the refreshment outpost is? I think.
Yes, that would
So
be next.
I got a Dole Whip.
Okay. Dole Whip.
I got the pineapple cherry twist, which was very good.
Yum. Cherry twist. I
and
don't think
then-
I've had that one.
It's good.
Is it like cherry syrup?
No, it's cherry Dole Whip.
Oh, it's not the regular pineapple with like cherry. Oh,
It's a twist.
okay. All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to get that.
It
I
was very
love
good.
cherry. Okay, that's on my list. I'm putting it on my list right now. Okay.
And then, because I got that, Lauren was like scouring, because seating is not a plenty. She saw some family getting up from a table with an umbrella, and she beelined it over there, and we sat there and kind of just chilled for a little bit
Okay.
in the shade.
Yes, shade is good.
Yeah. And then we just walked around Germany. And then from Germany, we went to Italy. We went back to, is it the wine cellar back there?
Mm-hmm.
We went there. I got an Italian margarita,
Mm-hmm.
and Lauren got an espresso martini. Both were very good.
Good. Sounds good.
And then we had a photo shoot in the Italy pavilion with our drinks, with our photographer.
Love it.
Yep. So that was fun. At this point, I think what made it funnier is it was very hot. We had the cooling towels,
Yeah.
and my friend Lauren just had hers on her head, so it looked like she belonged in the back of like a convertible.
Oh gosh.
It was like we're looking at the pictures and we're just laughing. I'm like, yeah, this was our trip. This is what we did.
Anything to get through the heat, girl. Like anything. Yes.
We had handheld fans. We had the neck fans.
Mm-hmm.
It was just, we tried it all.
I love it. And then you just look like a tourist when you do it,
Yeah.
but it's like, I don't care. I need this. I need this right now. Yeah. Yep.
My hair was just, it was expanded. It was just, I don't even know what my hair looked like at that point. It was just like, whatever. It is what it is. My cooling tower
Absolutely.
made my shirt all wet. I'm like, whatever.
Oh, that's funny. Well, so what did you do after your photo shoot in Italy?
I think it's Japan next, right?
After Italy is America.
Okay, we breezed through America. We looked for a photo pass photographer. There wasn't any. We're like, okay, we're continuing on.
Okay. Then you went to Japan.
Then we went to Japan. So we walked around in the gift shop there. They were doing the drum show, so we watched a little bit of that.
Mhm.
And then we found the Japan photo pass photographer. No, we didn't do that. Sorry.
Oh,
We
okay.
just walked around there a little bit. But I had my friend take did a photo shoot of me because many years ago I went with a different friend and she got extremely sick in Japan. She got dehydrated, and every time I go to Epcot, I take a picture of myself in Japan and go, remember when?
Oh, gosh.
So we did that.
Remember that.
Yeah.
That's funny.
And the friend who I was, Lauren, was like, you should just get on the ground and pretend you're dead. And
Oh,
it would
my.
really get the
Oh gosh.
I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not laying down on the ground right now and causing a scene.
Yeah. But it would have been a great picture. I'm just kidding.
It would have been a great picture. all for the picture.
all for the gram. Am I right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What did you do next?
We walked around Morocco.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You did a lot of exploring of these countries, didn't you?
Yes. So I'd never been in like the back of Morocco, and I didn't realize it was a circle. So we're kind of just like exploring, walking around, and we're like, "Oh, okay, we're done." And then we did another photo shoot in Morocco with a photopath photographer.
I would have loved to have been there with you and be like, "Oh, look where we are. We're done. This is fun. Let's take some more pictures." That's funny.
Yeah. Yep.
You guys are funny.
So then we ended up back over in France.
Mm-hmm.
I got the Grand Marnier, the orange slushy,
Yes, yummy.
which is a favorite of mine. And then my friend, she saw on Instagram, she wanted the ham and cheese baguette, and she was on a mission for her ham and cheese baguette. So she left. I sat under a tree for some shade, and she went and found her ham and cheese baguette.
Okay.
And she's like, "Okay, we can go do like whatever we want now." She goes, "I have this now," and
My day is made.
we found a photopath photographer in France, so the ham and cheese baguette got a photo shoot.
Oh my gosh. Are you kidding?
No,
That's hilarious. See, this is what you do at Disney. You have fun doing like
Yes.
silly stuff like this. Absolutely.
Yep. Yep.
Oh my
So
gosh.
we
How
did
many
that.
pictures did you take of the baguette?
I was just sending her all of them today, and I was just laughing. I go, "We really did get a good." It was just like, oh, now they had her like taking a bite of it, and me like having a shocked face. It was just.
Oh, jeez. I'm glad these cast members were so like into it. They were like, just like, yeah, let's do this.
1, 2, 3, 4.
That's so funny.
There's 9 pictures of the ham and cheese baguette.
As there
With us.
should be. As there should be. I love it.
Yeah. So at this point, we were at the International Gateway,
Okay.
and it was around 3:00.
And
So
you're
we
like,
decided-
our hotel is over there. Let's
Yeah.
go.
So because we were staying on the villa side, check-in isn't until 4.
hmm
So we took the boat over, and I got a sandwich at the Boardwalk Deli, and then we went up to see if our room was ready. It wasn't, but they made a phone call, and then it was ready, so we got to go right up there.
Okay.
But we did check with Bell Services first to see if our bags were transferred, and they were, so they brought them out for us, and we just walked our bags upstairs.
Oh, okay. Perfect. So did you have a standard view, garden? What kind of view did you have?
We had a standard view.
Okay.
So our room we had room 3113.
Okay.
So we're right on the 3rd floor. Our view was a tree, but it was like the front of the boardwalk, like the front circle where the cars come in.
Yeah.
So that's what was our view. But
Mhm.
we had a good room location because we were towards the end of the hallway
Okay.
where we could go down the stairs and walk right to Hollywood Studios.
Oh, that is a good place.
It was very, very far away from the lobby, but in the other aspect, it worked out for us for Hollywood Studios.
For real. Yeah. That's awesome. Okay. So tell me about your room.
So they just renovated these rooms, and they were gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
So they have a queen bed, a Murphy pull-down queen bed, and then the twin pull-down underneath the TV.
And how did, okay, so comparing it to Animal Kingdom Lodge, which one did you like the setup better with the Murphy bed and the twin
Yes,
bed and everything?
I like the boardwalk much, much better.
Okay. It's not as dark there.
No, it was polar opposite. We actually ran around and turned on every light, and we're like, wow, look at this. It's light. And everything was like white and clean. So
Yeah.
it's still like much more brighter.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you think of the decor? Like the whole like theming of it? I thought it was adorable.
It is. I like it a lot. I know a lot of people are like complaining online about how everything's getting so white and crisp, but I like it because I feel like it highlights the like the little murals.
Yes.
Like when you pull down the Murphy bed, that was adorable.
With Goofy.
Yes.
Yes. I love it.
And then my favorite was the light fixtures in the hallway, with the silhouettes of all the like sensational six.
Oh, I don't think I even noticed those. Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, I liked those a lot. I'm like, ooh, I want this.
Yeah. Oh, fun. Yeah, like it's so bright in there. Definitely opposite from Animal Kingdom Lodge.
Yeah.
By the way, who decided who got the what bed?
So my friend got the pull-out couch at Jumbo House.
Uh-huh.
And then she looked at me and she goes, I'm getting the bed at Boardwalk. I go, okay. Like, I offered to share the bed. I didn't care, but
Uh-huh. But like the Murphy bed is like, it feels just like a regular bed.
yeah, yes, it does.
So you're like,
I'm like,
okay. Little did she know. Just kidding. Okay. So how long did you stay in the room for?
So we stayed for a little. We changed and we went down to the pool.
Okay.
Just to cool off, just because we were hot and we wanted to bring our body temperatures down. So we went and we looked at the slide and we're like, let's do the slide. It looks cool. So we went up and I came down the slide and I look and there's not a single soul in the pool.
Yeah.
Because they closed the pool because of lightning.
Oh no.
And I just thought it was like one really large family just decided to leave. No, they closed the pool.
You're like, oh, like just the pool, just for me.
And I must say, that slide is so much fun at the Boardwalk.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's really fun. My kids love it.
And you go so fast.
It does go fast. I'm glad you enjoyed it. So did you get to just do it that one time?
Yes.
Okay.
So we went back to the room because we're like, well, there's no point of us standing out here because it's going to take a while for them to reopen the pool.
Yeah.
And it absolutely monsooned out.
Oh, well, at least you were inside.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
I was going to ask you real quick. Did you guys have any like groceries or anything that you had brought to the hotel or whatever? Or did you do any like or orders, like grocery orders?
we went back and forth with it. We ultimately did not order any groceries.
Okay.
I'm still kind of 50-50. I kind of wish we did, just because when we were buying the water in the park, and I know you can get the free cups of water too, but it was just, sometimes it's easier to just have your own.
Right.
But if we did bring cold waters to the park, they would say they wouldn't be cold for long.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. Okay. I was just curious because I know like when you switch rooms, like, you know, that has to be like a separate, it has to be like stored and stuff. So I didn't know if that you guys had done that or whatever. But yeah, I mean, especially since your trip wasn't, you know, you're not like there for a full week.
Yeah.
You know,
And it was just the two of us too.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a lot easier. Okay. So how long were you in the room for? And when did the monsoon quit?
So Lauren took a nap and
Okay.
I kind of just got stir crazy. So at 6:30, I woke Lauren up and I just said, I'm going to go back to Epcot. I'm going to walk over. If you want to sleep or meet me up, I went off to Epcot and it must have just stopped lightning because I got on. I'm like, oh, the boat's here. Let me hop on the boat.
Mm-hmm.
And they held us for like maybe 1 or 2 minutes and then they let us on. And when we were driving away, like the boat captain was thanking everyone who was on the boat for being so patient because they wouldn't let anyone off of it, I think because of the lightning in the area.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Okay. Well, yeah, that's good timing for you.
Yeah, it was perfect timing. I'm like, yippee!
Yay.
So I went over to Epcot. I got into Epcot at like 6:45, and I went to the refreshment port because I heard that the poutine over there is gluten free. So I went over there and asked if it was gluten free, and I wrote down Emilio from Peru, called the chef to ask, and he did, and it was gluten free. So I had some.
How was it?
So it was good.
Good.
I've never had it before. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it.
Okay.
But it was just different.
Yeah. Cheese. I'm not a fan of cheese curds. You know?
Yeah.
I like gravy and fries, like together, but the cheese curds, I could do without that.
Yep.
That's just my feeling. But okay. So what'd you do after you ate some poutine?
So I went to the Connection store.
Okay. Creations?
Yes.
Okay.
I went there because I have a 9-month-old at home, and I really wanted to get him the Figment plush.
Uh-huh.
So, and I didn't want to get it earlier because I didn't want to carry it around.
Okay.
And I knew we were going to be there, so I went back and I got that.
Oh. He's
and
gonna
then-
love that thing.
Yes, he was playing with it earlier today.
Oh. Cute.
So, what did we do? I went there, and then I went over to Nemo to ride that.
Okay.
That was a walk-on. But something interesting did happen. It was a very large family. Like, I had gotten into my clamshell, and they were separating the family, and there was like an empty clamshell between me and the first member of their family. So one of their family members decided to run down the moving walkway, and like everyone's yelling at her to like, you can't do that, you can't do that. And then the whole ride stopped because apparently there's some red line that no one can go past, or it automatically shuts down the ride. So that was interesting.
Why were they running? Oh,
I don't know. I don't know.
People.
Yes.
Well,
So-
did the rest of the ride go smoothly?
Yeah, the rest of the ride was fine. It was very like, it was odd.
Yeah, that is a little odd.
And then after that, I did the Moana walkthrough because that was new to me.
How? So
And
did
that
you like that? Because it was at night, right?
Yeah,
So-
it was cute.
Oh, yeah.
It was cute. And then Lauren had come back into Epcot, so we were meeting back up in Mexico.
Okay.
So we met there, and then we had ended up getting a frozen lightning lane at some point in our day.
Oh, okay.
And that was at 7, like it started at 7:20, so we got on it at 8:05.
Okay.
We did that, and then we walked over to the America Pavilion.
Okay.
And we got drinks at the Regal Eagle Outdoor Bar.
Okay. Regal Eagle. How was that?
Good. I got the iced tea lemonade with Tito's in it.
Okay.
And then Lauren got the moonshine sour.
My favorite drink at Epcot.
And she has a tip too. So she was talking with the bartender, and it's a batched drink.
Mm-hmm.
So she doesn't like it as sweet. So he made it in a tall cup, but added extra soda water. So that way it's not as sweet.
Oh, okay. That's a great tip. Added soda water. Okay. That makes sense, though, that it would be like pre-mixed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So added. So you said tall cup, added soda water, and just made it. Okay. Made it not as sweet. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I'll remember that.
And then the crowds this day wasn't that bad.
Okay.
I didn't think they were very manageable. It wasn't too crowded. I didn't know because I knew it was a Friday, so I wasn't sure how crowded Epcot would be.
Yeah.
But it was fine.
I think the summer crowd, like in general, this summer have just been lower. So
Mhm.
you just, being on the weekend, you'd think it'd be a little busier, but maybe
Yeah,
maybe
I
it's just too hot.
pleasantly surprised. Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised because last time I went to Epcot was December of 2022, and it was mobbed.
Yeah. Oh gosh, December is just so busy now. Like the whole
Yep.
month. Yeah, for real.
Yep.
Okay, what'd you do after you got your drinks at America?
So we just casually walked back to the International Gateway.
Okay.
We left the park at 8:45.
Oh, you didn't stay for fireworks or anything?
No, nope. We headed out.
Okay.
We walked back to the hotel, and then we ended up. We went and did the Surrey bikes.
Okay. How is this?
We had fun doing it. It was fun. I will say, no one moves for you
Oh, okay.
because it was nighttime, and you have this little bell that you can ring, but everyone just looks at you and like, I'm in a moving like vehicle. Like, please move. I can't move this much.
Oh my gosh.
So,
They just didn't care.
nope, they didn't care.
Oh wow. Was it hard to go up the hills?
The
I guess it's just the two of you.
Hill?
It wouldn't be too hard.
the hill between
Like going up, like did you?
the Swan and Dolphin Hill, I would say, was
Okay.
much harder.
Okay. Yeah, because I know if you have people in the back, like if you have more than just like the two people pedaling, that
Mhm.
it can be really hard to go over over the bridge where the boats go. Like if you're going to
Yep.
to Epcot, it can be like super hard to get over that. But I'm so glad you guys had fun. How much is it? Do you remember?
It was $30 for a half hour.
Okay, that's not too bad.
No, it wasn't bad. And then we ended up, there was like a quiet little area over by the yacht club. There was like a little corner, and we kind of just like rode around doing donuts.
Nice.
And well, they were lighting off. We could see the fireworks too, which was cool.
Uh-huh.
But there was like a family out on their balcony, and a little girl's yelling, "What are you guys doing over there?"
That's cute. You're like, nothing, having fun. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Nice.
So then we went back. We dropped off our Surrey bike, and then we ended up going back to the pool.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we got to get more pool time in.
Yes.
Very cool. Did you go back to the same pool?
Yep. We went back to the main pool.
And
did the
how was
slide.
that?
It was fun. It wasn't as crowded. It was like 9:45 at night, 9:30, I think. We were there until about like 10:15, 10:30.
Okay.
Then we went back to the room. We showered, and then we went to bed so we could be ready for our Hollywood Studios day.
Nice. Okay, so that was Friday, right?
Yes.
Friday. Okay. We're going to go to Saturday, the 10th. So you mentioned Hollywood Studios, so I'm thinking this is Hollywood Studios Day.
This is our Hollywood Studios day.
Okay, so tell me about this day. What time did you get up and everything?
We got up around like 6:30 because we planned on rope dropping it.
Okay.
We did buy multi-pass for this day.
Okay. And what
Um,
were your selections?
We had Toy Story Mania at 9:50,
Okay.
Slinky Dog at 11:30,
Perfect. Okay.
and Tower of Terror at 12:30.
Okay. You said 12:30?
Yes.
Okay. And did you say this was the first one you booked whenever you were at your 7 days out?
Yes, this was our 7
Okay.
days out. These were the times that I got.
Okay. And you didn't have to modify or anything?
Nope, I didn't modify. I tried modifying to have them overlap the 7 days out. Like each day I tried, but I couldn't do it. Like it wasn't allowing me to.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So
Um,
I've been reading about this. There's a lot of people that can overlap and there's some that can't. So I think they're still figuring that part out. But
so I was able to overlap, like if I was in the park and already used something. Like
interesting.
like I tried different things because. So this is the day like we really used the lightning lane, multi-pass, fast pass, whatever we call it these days.
Right.
So that was our original plan with it. And I tried a couple times. I'll get into it when I explain our day, but I did try to like modify certain things and it wouldn't let me.
Okay. Yeah, I'm very curious about how this multipass works with this park specifically. So I'm sure I'll have more questions. Okay, so up at 6:30, and did you just walk, take the stairs right down like you said you were going to do?
Yeah. So I got up and I got coffee at the Carousel Coffee in the lobby. And then we left the hotel at 7:20.
Okay.
We walked over. We arrived to be lined up at security at 7:29.
Oh, that's so fast.
Yeah, I know.
That's only 9 minutes from your hotel to security.
Yeah, I know.
Wow. Okay, cool. Okay.
So we walked back at 7:30 to the tap styles. And we were first in line.
Nice.
Yeah.
At 7:30. Nice.
Yep. At 7:30.
Okay. And what time? Did the park open at 9?
Yeah. So
Okay.
early entry started at 8:30.
Okay.
They let us in at 8 a.m. We were able to tap.
Okay.
I was the person, my finger was too sweaty, so it wasn't reading it.
Oh no.
So I was holding up the line, but my friend, she kept going. And then I finally got through and I scurried over, and then everyone was running most people were going to Rise of Resistance. We were going to do Rock and Roller Coaster.
Okay. Rock and Roller Coaster.
Lauren went ahead and I was walking briskly past Starbucks, and then I kind of wheeled back and looked and there was no one in there, so I went in and I ordered my coffee and ran out.
So really you rope dropped Starbucks.
I know.
I mean, really. That's hilarious. You got to get your coffee, man.
I did, because the day prior I never got it. So I was just like, oh, you know what? I knew Lauren would wait in line. So, and she turned back and saw me come in, and then she was going to get a breakfast sandwich, and then she's like, nah, I'm fine. And then she ran. She ended up getting third in line for Rock and Roller Coaster.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. And you're like, I'll be there in a second.
Yeah.
Just get my coffee.
I'm like, the line's not going to move.
That's awesome. Okay. So I did Rock and Roller Coaster. What time did they actually start running that?
So they were having technical difficulties.
Oh, geez. Okay.
So at 8:30, we were walked back to Rock and Roller Coaster, and then they held us right where, right before like the lightning lane merge. We were there for 10 minutes, and then at 8:40, we were on the first car on Rock and Roller Coaster.
Oh, okay. First car. Nice. And how was it?
It was good.
Good. Was it different at all from when they had been down? It had been down for months,
No, I didn't notice anything really different about it.
Okay. It probably just needed a little like tinkering and cleaning and all that stuff they do.
Yep.
Okay, so what'd you do next?
So then we ran over to Tower of Terror.
Okay.
We did that, and then because it was still early entry time, we ran, and everyone was running to like the first set of elevators, and I'm like, I have a feeling, and we ran to the back set of elevators, and it was us and 3 other groups. Like, we had an empty row.
Oh, wow. Good call.
So it was great.
Yeah.
And then we got off of that and we ran back onto it.
Oh, I love that ride.
Yeah,
Okay.
me too. So with the lightning lanes, I was trying to modify my Tower of Terror, which was a tier 2, to an additional tier 1 after we tapped into Hollywood Studios, and it wouldn't let me.
So you have to tap into you have to scan into your first lightning lane for that to work.
Is it? Okay.
Yes. No, I get the confusion though, because that is confusing. You think would be able to do that, but no, you have to scan in whatever that first lightning lane is you have booked. Once you scan into that, then you can modify your other 3 or your other 2 that you've already made.
Yeah. So, so after Tower of Terror, I ended up modifying our Tower of Terror to Star Tours.
Okay. Because you're like, I'm not going to ride this again, am I? Like Tower of Terror.
Well, I did. Spoiler alert! I did.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
I modified it to Star Tours for the sole purpose so I could get an additional tier 1.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
And it was immediate availability, so we walked right over to Star Tours, badged in, and I got a Mickey and Minnie for $10.55.
Nice. Okay. So, what's the next one you did then?
Then after Star Tours, we did Toy Story Mania.
Okay.
At $9.55.
And how was that?
Good.
Awesome.
Yeah, I love that ride.
I know. That's a good one.
So cute.
I mean, like, it's one of those like you could do over and over again, and
Yep.
it's different results, different score. Yeah, it's great. Okay, what'd you do after that?
After that, so we tapped in there, and then I got a Smuggler's Run for $12.55.
Okay.
They did have an earlier return time, but for our planning purposes, that didn't work, so we did the $12.55.
Okay. All right.
After Toy Story Mania, we went to Woody's Lunchbox and we both got breakfast bowls.
Oh, I love those. Breakfast bowls. Okay. And were those good?
They were good.
Good. Okay. And was it busy for breakfast there, or was it pretty much in and out?
It was pretty much in and out. Mine took longer because I have the allergy.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
So, but Lauren's came out relatively quick, and she was able to get a table with an umbrella.
Oh,
which
nice.
Worked out.
Yeah. Get that shade.
Yes. Because that's a hot commodity in Toy Story Land.
Yes, you betcha. All right. Okay, what would you do next?
So we were about to head over to Mickey and Minnie's, but it got swapped to an Anytime Pass.
Oh, did it go down, I guess?
It went down.
So what did you do instead?
So we booked a Frozen sing-along lightning lane.
Okay.
So we saw the 11:30 show.
Okay.
And then I ended up booking, after we redeemed that, I booked an Alien Swirling Saucers for $6.10.
$6.10. Okay, so now we're getting into the evening. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. $6.10.
And then, so after a Frozen show, we were going to go over to Slinky Dog, but that was down. So that got swapped to an Anytime Pass.
Okay. So what did you do instead?
So we actually ran over to the 12 o'clock Indiana Jones show. It had just started as we were walking up.
Okay. All right, cool. And how was that show? Do you do that a lot, or is it kind of infrequent? Because I do it like once every couple of years.
Yes, that's kind of like how I do it. I haven't seen it since before COVID.
Okay.
So this was like the newer version of it, I guess.
Okay.
Because they don't pull the people from the audience anymore.
Which is sad.
I know, because I actually was once in the show. It was great.
Yeah. That's awesome. I mean, like, I wish they would do the way that it used to be, but yeah, what are you gonna do?
Yep.
But yeah, it's a fun show. Was it okay? Question: was it packed? Was the show packed?
Yes.
every time, every show is just so packed in there every time. I'm like, this movie and this show is like, 35 years old.
I know.
Like this, it's crazy to me. But anyway, okay, what did you do after the show?
So after the show, we started heading over to Smuggler's Run because we had that lightning lane.
Okay, Smugglers.
So we tapped into that. And then by this time, Slinky Dog was up. So
Okay.
we could use Anytime Pass because. So with the Mickey and Minnie's Anytime Pass, the only two rides you cannot use it for is Slinky Dog and Rise of the Resistance.
Okay.
But I actually forgot to look at my Slinky Dog Anytime Pass, but I assumed because that was the one it was originally booked for, I could have used it.
Mhm.
And it took it no problem. So we got on that. But as soon as we got off, we looked and they were running empty trains. So I don't know if it went down again.
Oh wow. Okay, that sucks.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, at least you got it on.
Yep.
Okay.
And then after that, Mickey and Minnie's was back up.
Okay.
And we both love that ride. So we tapped in because we had the Anytime Pass
Uh-huh.
for Mickey and Minnie's. And then we ended up booking a Mickey and Minnie's Lightning Lane at 7:05.
You double dipped?
I double dipped. Because I was actually curious to see if it would let me double dip.
Yeah, that's a way to get around it. Yeah.
And I waited until after the Anytime, because I think I was able to book another Lightning Lane, but I didn't want to screw anything up. So
Right.
I just waited until after we used the Anytime Pass. So we got on there. We went through the pre-show.
Mm-hmm.
We went through the screen,
Mm-hmm.
and it went down.
Oh man.
So they gave everyone an Anytime Lightning Lane.
You're like, how many of these can I collect today?
I know. It was like Infinity Stones. I'm like, come on, let's do this.
Right.
I felt bad for the poor little kids who are losing their absolute mind.
Oh.
Because we couldn't go. I go, yeah, it was an inconvenience to us, but I'm like, I feel bad for the little kids.
Yes, and for the parents, the parents that have to
Yeah.
deal with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's too bad. Especially you were almost there. You're almost
Mhm.
there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So what did you guys do instead?
So we were going to head out.
Okay.
But I also have this asterisk in my notes. So twice during that day, there were 3 headliner attractions down at once.
Dang. What do you remember which ones those were?
Yep.
Okay.
So when we were at the Frozen show, so this was like at 11:30, it
Mhm.
was Runaway Railway, Slinky Dog, and Tower of Terror.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And then the second time, it was, so when the second time that we got an Anytime Pass for Runaway Railway, it was
Mhm.
Runaway Railway, Tower of Terror, and Rock and Roller Coaster.
Wow. Dang. I feel like the rides just go down so much.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh,
And there's not
yeah.
much to do when they go down.
Especially in that park.
I know.
Yeah. Oh man. But I mean, you still, even though like all those Anytimes passed,
Yeah.
popped up, you got to do a lot, right?
We did do a lot. So
Yeah.
we left, we headed out and went back to a hotel at 2:15.
Okay.
Lauren took the boat. I walked.
Okay. Which was
I beat-
faster?
Walking.
Walking. Yeah, I figured it would be.
Because a Boardwalk is the last stop on the boat.
Yeah. I think
But-
the boat whole way around, I think from Hollywood Studios to Epcot, I think takes like, an hour and a half or something crazy. It's like, cause it's pretty slow. So yeah, walking was definitely better.
So Lauren she got off at the Swan and Dolphin and walked across.
Oh, that's true. That's a good point.
Yep.
That works better too. So, okay. I mean, I guess that works if you don't go all the way to
Mhm.
Boardwalk. Okay. Well, it must have been pretty hot though to walk back.
Yes, it was hot.
You're like, yes, it
So
was.
it was hot. I planned on going to the pool, and I changed into my bathing suit, and I was about to head out the door. And when Lauren came in, and she goes, "The pool's closed," I go, "Of course it is."
Oh no. Did it start raining?
Yeah, it was. There was lightning in the area, and then it started raining.
Oh.
And then I can't sit still. Like, I can rest when I'm exhausted, but I'm like, it's like our last full day at Disney. Like, I need to do things. I need to explore. So Lauren hung back to rest, and I was just like, I'm going to go exploring in the pouring rain. So it wasn't, when I got out, when I hit the boardwalk, it wasn't raining, but you could see like the angry clouds coming.
Mm-hmm.
So I started walking the boardwalk, and I'm like, I walked by the DVC, the showroom, or the and I knew, I had read that they were doing deals if you listened to the I can't talk right now. Spiel. There we go.
Like you get
So
gift cards or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I popped in, and I'm like, hey, are you guys still doing, because at the time I know they were doing $200.
Wow.
They were only doing that if it was two people, like two people on your reservation.
Oh,
But
okay.
I said, they're like, but if you do it right now, like, we'll give you $100 gift card. I'm like, okay. So I sat and did that while it rained.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So what did you get to tour? Like, what did you get to see?
So it wasn't, I thought like you got to see like the models. No, it was just like the salesperson sat down with me and was talking about like what deals that they had right now if I signed a DVC contract. And it was actually pretty interesting because I've read online about it and different things, but it was just different hearing it from them. So, and it was no pressure. He just said, he goes, this deal is good until it's good for 7 days. So like, go home, think about it if you're interested. I will say the only two resorts that Disney does not have contracts to sell at right now is the Polynesian and Grand Floridian. That's what he said.
Okay.
In case
But they
anyone
have
was-
contracts everywhere else?
Yes.
Okay.
And the one that he was pushing was the Riviera.
Interesting. He's pushing the Riviera. Okay. I wonder if the cabins at Fort Wilderness are selling well.
Yeah,
Did he mention anything about them?
he said that those are the newer ones, but he didn't kind of push really on it.
Okay.
He just said more about the Riviera because they have the longer contract expiration date. That contract doesn't expire until 2070.
Gotcha. Okay. Gotcha.
So,
All right. Well, that's cool that you got to do that.
yeah.
Did
It
you?
answered my questions.
Uh-huh.
So
Did you get your gift card?
I did.
Very nice.
Yeah. It took like a couple hours for it to show up in my email, but it came.
Awesome.
So yeah.
Well, good for you. That's time well spent in the rain.
Exactly. I got paid to sit.
You're like, I'm gonna go make some money. I'll be right back.
And when I was done with that, it was nice out. So I kind of just continued walking. I walked to the yacht club. I walked through there. I like looking at all the resort different gift shops. So I looked at that gift shop. Then I walked through the beach club. I still really wanted to go swimming. And then I was walking by the beach club's pool. I'm like, oh, well, they're still closed. So I guess
Yeah.
the pools are still closed everywhere. And then I just walked around the boardwalk still. And then I went back to the room, and Lauren and I were deciding where we were going to go to like an earlier dinner and where to go. So we ended up making a same day reservation at Ale and Compass.
Oh, okay. Hey, that's close by.
I know. And we actually did a walk-up reservation. I didn't realize that they opened at 5. So like we walked up at like maybe 4:40. And they're like, yeah, we can see you, but we're not open yet. Like they took our reservation and we just sat in the lounge and we got a drink while we waited.
Yeah.
And then we ate there.
So was
And
that your
then we
first
took-
time, or was that Have you been
Yeah,
there?
it was my first time there. I've never eaten there. It was good.
Nice. Was it, did they have the buffet or no? Was that just breakfast? I can't remember.
I think that's just breakfast. They
Okay.
didn't have a buffet there, but we did get the roll service, the
Mhm.
rolls with the spreads, and that was really good.
Yum. What else did you get?
I got the short ribs,
Oh, yum. So that was
And then-
good.
and Lauren got the pasta dish.
And everything was tasty.
Everything was tasty.
Good. Yeah, that's a winner of a restaurant. And like the prices aren't too bad still, right?
No, they weren't bad. And then they actually, so I have the Disney Visa, and they give a discount at Ale and Compass for 10% off.
Nice, even better.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. Well, cool. Service was good, everything.
Service was good. Yep, it was quick. We were out of there,
Very good.
and then we just hopped right on the boat and went back to Hollywood Studios.
Okay. Boat back to Hollywood Studios. All
Well,
right.
actually,
Okay.
we stopped at the Martha's Vineyard Bar
Uh-huh.
at the beach club. We were there for a drink. We were actually watching the Red Sox game, and then we left and went to the Hollywood Studios.
Okay. Awesome. All right. So boat back to Hollywood Studios. And then so did you have a couple of lightning lanes or did you just, I know you had the alien swirling saucers.
So we didn't end up I ended up canceling the alien swirling saucers.
Okay.
And then, so we had the Anytime lightning lane, and then we had a Mickey and Minnie Runaway Railway. So
Okay.
we ended up tapping into Mickey and Minnie's. We planned on doing it twice.
Okay.
So we went on it, and they had you bypass the pre-show.
Okay. So something was wrong with the pre-show then?
I don't know
Maybe.
if they were doing it to get more people on the ride or if something was wrong with the pre-show. They didn't
Oh.
say. They just had it.
Gotcha.
But I will say that this ride also has they look for 2 people.
Oh, really?
Yes.
You're like, I'm a 2-person. It's me.
Yes. So I went up. I go, 2 people? She goes, yeah, come right here. And we went on. And we love that ride. But I think there was something wrong with the jungle scene.
Okay.
Because there's the Mickey and Minnie animatronics there, right?
Which in the jungle scene? Oh, yeah. Yes, the one at the very end. You mean?
No, it was I want to say you come out of the carnival and then you end up that like right before you go like down the river and underwater.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Uh huh.
They weren't-
animatronics.
I'm like I could see them,
Uh huh.
but they were covered by leaves.
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe something was wrong with them. Yeah.
So we did that, and then we got to the last room, and then everything paused,
Oh no.
and then everything went back, and we were fine.
Mm-hmm.
And then we exited the ride. We went on again, and then it went down again.
Oh
While
my
we were in
gosh. You
Oh
know,
no!
that's crazy. That went down a lot then that day. Man,
Yes.
bad luck that day.
So at that time, I think Rock and Roller Coaster was also still down.
Wow.
So we got off that ride. We're like, okay. So we went to the Tune-In Lounge and got Dad's Electric Lemonade.
Okay.
And then Lauren wanted to ride Rise.
Okay.
And I wanted to see Fantasmic.
Uh-huh.
This is about 8 o'clock, like right before 8.
Uh-huh.
So we both, I had the Anytime pass. So I'm like, I'm going to go use it on Tower of Terror.
Okay.
And Lauren went to Rise because I just don't like waiting for Rise. I like Rise, but I hate waiting in that line.
Yeah.
We went off. We went our separate ways. I did Tower of Terror quickly, and as I was heading over to Tower of Terror, I could see the line growing for Phantasmic. They hadn't let anyone in yet.
Uh-huh.
So I did Tower of Terror, and then I got off, and I was getting in line for Phantasmic, and the line was all the way down to the Pixar store.
Wow.
And that was with it moving.
Right. Yeah. You know, that theater, though, it can hold a lot of people.
Yes, it can.
So it doesn't surprise me that line was really long, because it's like it's the people eater, if you will.
Yep.
So what time were you in line for that then? What time did that start?
So I got in line at 8:16, and I got into the theater in my seat around 8:30.
Okay. And then the show started at 9?
Yep.
Okay. That's not terrible. That's not much of a
No.
wait.
Nope.
Perfect. Okay. And then Lauren eventually joined you?
No, so Lauren actually, she got off of Rise. Rise was, I think she waited like maybe a half hour.
Okay.
So it wasn't that long. She ended up going on Tower of Terror to use her Anytime Pass.
Uh-huh.
And then she decided to head back to the hotel. She's like, I'm done. Because
okay.
she didn't want to like fight through to try and find me at Phantasmic.
Okay. And she's like, I'll just go back to the hotel.
Yep.
Okay.
So she took the boat.
Mm-hmm. And then walked over from Swan and Dolphin again?
Honestly, I forget.
That's okay.
I think she maybe, but and then I ended up walking back after Phantasmic. I got out of my seat when like the boat was going by, because I wanted to beat the masses of people.
Uh-huh.
And I was up high, so I wasn't like disturbing a lot of people like by walking up the stairs. I think I was like 3 rows down from the top.
Uh-huh.
And then all of a sudden the finale happened, and I'm like, what am I doing? I go, Sorcerer Mickey is my favorite part. Why am I leaving? And I turned around and watched from the top.
Like, I'm going to watch this.
And then it was done, and then I booked it because I'm like, I'm not getting stuck with all these people.
Oh my gosh. The crowds that get out of there is crazy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I cut through all of the gift shops to get out.
Yeah. Oh, you did? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So did you just leave the park after that? Were you?
Yep. Because everything was closed. The park closed at 9 that night.
Gotcha. Okay. And then you just go back to the room?
We went back to the room, and we put on our bathing suits, and we went down to the pool.
And what time was the pool closing this night? Because is it 11 when they close?
Yes, they closed at 11. So we got there a little after 10, and we were in the pool hanging out. We were riding the slide a bazillion times.
Fun.
The pool was more crowded this night than the prior night.
Okay. Is it because it was a Saturday? I guess that doesn't really make sense.
Yeah.
But okay. So, but it's still fun though. I mean, even if it was busier.
Oh yeah, it was fun.
Good. And how long did you guys stay for?
I went up a little bit earlier, so I think between like 10:30, 10:45 I headed up. So that way I could shower and get all the chlorine off of me.
Right. Okay. And then was that the end of your night?
Yeah, I kind of started packing up my bags because I think I decided to buy every plushie that I thought was adorable for my child because I felt bad leaving him at home. So I had to
here's all of the Disney paraphernalia you need.
Yeah.
Here you
I
go.
was like, yes, I realize you're 9 months old and don't know what's going on, but it makes me feel better inside.
That's funny. Did you have to bring in a different suitcase? I'm just kidding.
So I brought a fold-up duffel bag in my suitcase on the way down because I had a feeling something like this would occur.
And you were right.
So
nice. That's smart.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was your Saturday. So Sunday, is this your checkout day?
Yes, this is our checkout day.
Okay, so and is this a park day or no?
Nope, this was just we had a 10 a.m. dining reservation at Trattoria Al Forno for breakfast.
Okay, very good. Okay, Trattoria and okay. So did you get checked out and everything before that?
Yes. So I actually woke up. I say we woke up late, but I woke up at 7:50.
It's pretty late for you guys.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
And I went down and got a coffee, and then I just started strolling the boardwalk.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to go into our gift shop, but it didn't open until 8:30, so I just continued on my way to the yacht club.
Okay.
And then I'm like, we still have time to kill. Well, I have time to kill. Lauren was still sleeping, so I ended up getting on the Skyliner and going to the Caribbean beach to go walk around there.
Uh-huh.
So I did that. I walked there. I walked into their gift shop, perused a little bit, and then I'm like, oh, I have to head back because we have a dining reservation. We have to get out of the room. So I hopped back on the Skyliner, and I got on and off at the Riviera Skyliner stop.
Instead of going all the way to the Caribbean beach.
Caribbean beach. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, that's smart. That's what I would have done. But
so I did that. I went back to the boardwalk. I walked back to the room. We packed up all our stuff. We headed to Bell Services, and Bell Services had us go to valet to have them hold our stuff.
okay.
And then I checked out on the app, and then we headed down to breakfast.
Okay. Were you getting sad by this time?
A little bit.
Yeah. I know you've been there.
Like,
I know you've been many times. it's
it's like,
checkout day is just sad.
yeah, it's just like, oh.
Yeah.
So let's see. So we had breakfast. I got the caprese omelet with a side of Mickey waffles, and Lauren got the steak and eggs with a side of Mickey waffles, and both were very good.
Okay. Yummy.
Yep. And then we decided, because our flight didn't leave Orlando until 4, so we got on a bus, and I was looking for an ornament that I could have sworn our gift shop had, but it didn't that day.
Oh no.
So I'm like, and they ended up, they were very nice, and they checked, and they're like, well, these theme parks have it. I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to a theme park today.
Like, sorry.
they're like, oh, World of Disney and the Christmas shop have it. So if you're going to Disney Springs, so we just headed there because that's where we were going to go. Mm-hmm. And I wanted a Dole Whip from Swirls on the Water. So I figured, check, we can go knock. So we took the bus over there. We went to World of Disney. And then we went to the Christmas store. I had my ornament, and I got a couple other things that I probably didn't need. But
as one does at Disney.
Yep. And then we got Dole Whips.
Mm-hmm.
I got a lime one, and Lauren got the watermelon one.
Mm-hmm.
And my hot take on Dole Whips is, I swear the pineapple one melts much faster than the non-pineapple ones.
Oh, do they? I guess I never noticed.
Because I got a pineapple one at Animal Kingdom, and I ate them pretty fast. It was like, it got very soupy, but the lime one that I got, it stayed pretty firm.
Okay. All right. Good to know. I guess we'll just get a little cup to put underneath it when it's the pineapple one. Interesting.
Yep. And then we got on the bus to head back to the boardwalk. We changed into our airplane clothes. We got an Uber at 1:30. And then we got to the airport a little after 2.
Okay. And what was you said at 4 o'clock? 4?
Yep.
Okay.
So our flight was due to fly out at 4. However, we got to the gate around 2:30. And the plane, like the flight prior to ours on our plane, was on the tarmac and right outside, but there was lightning in the area.
Oh.
So they couldn't pull out the ramp
Oh no.
to that plane, so they couldn't deplane it. So the plane was literally 50 feet from the ramp, and I felt bad for those poor people on the plane.
And they just couldn't do anything about it. Oh dang.
Yep. So they didn't get off the plane until about 4.
Oh man. So you had to wait.
Yep. So our flight ended up being delayed an hour and 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But we got home, and we got on the plane, and it was very. My friend and I talked about it. It was the most dysfunctional boarding process on a flight I think I remember to date. It was very bizarre. People
Okay.
just forgot how to fly.
Oh gosh.
Like,
Yeah.
some woman was trying to bring on like 4 bags,
Okay. Yeah.
and it was one of those. And then someone, I guess, the gate ticket agent told them like that they could board with first class, but that woman misheard and thought she had a first class seat and refused to get out of her seat.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah. And then when we get on the plane, like people are just they're switching bags that they want overhead. They're not listening to how it was very chaotic. We finally got off the ground and then we headed home.
You're like, people, put your brains back in and let's
Like,
do
They were
this.
saying to like, don't put your suitcases on the side because in this plane, like the overhead carriages won't close as people continue to put it on the side.
Oh my gosh. These people.
So
Every time I hear a story about flying, I'm just like, I just shake my head, you know. There's always those stories out there, but I'm glad you got home.
I did. I got home.
Good. Saw your baby.
Yes, I saw my baby,
Well, that was
and it was
cool.
like nothing ever happened. And he just now has a playpen full of stuffies.
That's lovely. Was this the first trip you had taken without him, or?
Yes. So I haven't.
Okay.
It was the longest I have been without him.
Oh, how'd you do with that? I mean, were
I
you
did well.
okay?
Before I left, not well.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
the day we flew out, I spent the day with him and everything, and I felt bad. And then I was playing with him, and he's ignoring me, crawling over me to play with his toys. I'm like, okay, so you're really not going to notice that I'm gone.
He's fine. He'll be fine.
Yeah, he was fine. He was good for everyone. So
That's
he was
good.
home with my husband, and then my mom and my friend helped out when my husband was at work.
That's perfect.
So,
That's cool.
yeah.
Well, good. Well, your trip sounds amazing. I mean,
was
like
great.
it sounds like really fun. Like just like pretty like chill, except for like the 1 or 2 things that were just like not going right. But like besides that, it sounds like it was really good. So, okay, I have a couple questions I wanted to ask you.
Sure.
Okay, so you did a split stay with Animal Kingdom Lodge and Boardwalk. Are there any other hotels that are like on your bucket list that you want to stay at?
On my bucket list, I would love to stay at the Grand Floridian.
Mm-hmm.
I want to stay at the Riviera
So pretty, right?
and the Beach Club.
Those are such pretty resorts. I mean,
Mhm.
like, I really like Boardwalk and Animal Kingdom Lodge too, but like, there's something different
Mhm.
about the Riviera. It just feels like, I don't know, it feels so
And
much so fancy.
It does, and it smells really good too.
Riviera, yeah, it does. Yeah, those are good choices. Would you ever do? This is a follow-up question. Would you ever do DVC? Would you ever buy into it?
I would like to,
Mm-hmm.
but I have more adult pressing matters.
Hey, I get it.
We're gonna do an addition on our house, so that's more important right now. Even though I really want to buy into DVC.
Sure. Yeah. So, but like you've been looking into it besides just this tour that you did.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
just out of more of a curiosity,
yeah.
because I've rented points before too,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just I'm like, well, I keep renting points, so would it be worth it?
Would it?
Yeah,
Maybe it would.
probably.
Right. Okay. My next question was, and I know you ate at Trattoria El Forno and El Compass and Topolino's and all of the quick service things you got and everything. What was your favorite thing that you had on the trip?
I really enjoyed our dinner at Topolino's.
Yeah.
I just like the whole. That's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
I might like it better than California Grill.
Jared and I have the same discussion. It's between those two for us. Topolino's and Cali Grill. Yeah, they're pretty like neck and neck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I understand that. Okay, what was your favorite thing about your trip?
I liked the back-to-back Guardians of the Galaxy. That was fun.
Yeah, that is fun. I wish I could do roller coasters a lot more. As I've gotten older, I just kind of have to cut back. But yeah, doing it back to back.
Actually, now that you say that, I when I was on my trip, I texted my mom. I go, having a baby screwed me. I go, rock and roller coaster. I was walking sideways afterwards. I felt sick.
No. Yeah. As I've gotten older and probably, since having kids and everything, I'm sure that's changed something in my brain. And I'm like, I just can't do as many as I could. But, okay. What was your least favorite thing about the trip?
It would have to be a tie between changing our rope drop plan to Remy's and Runaway Railway going down so much. Because we really enjoyed that ride.
Yeah. Those not the best. All those rides going down, man, this gets me. But hopefully, when you go back. Well, when are you going back? Do you have any plans of going back?
Yes, we actually do. We are going back in November for my son's first birthday.
Oh my gosh.
I
That's
know.
so exciting. Where are you going to stay when you're there?
So we are actually staying off property.
Uh-huh.
We're staying at the Margaritaville cottages.
Oh, fun. Oh, you know how that'll be good for him. There's a lot more room and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Oh, fun. That's so fun.
I know. This trip kind of made me be like, but I want to be staying on It's like I'm 50-50. I've stayed at Margaritaville before too, and I like it a lot. It's just like I'm kind of like 50-50. I'm like, I love it, but I like staying on property, and I don't know how to feel.
I get that. Yeah. But oh my gosh, that's so much fun. Are you gonna do the barbershop thing, the Harmony?
Yep.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
I have my husband. Well, he knows I'm crazy, but I go, if you bring him to the barbershop around here before his first haircut at Magic Kingdom, I go, those are grounds for divorce.
You're like, I don't care how long his hair gets. We're gonna wait it out. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's so fun. Oh, yay. We'll take so many pictures and so much video on your trip. It's going to be amazing. Oh,
yeah. I'm excited because it's going to be me, my husband, my son, obviously. My parents will be coming down. We have some family friends who are coming down too. So it'll be fun.
That's awesome. Well, did you want to share anything more about this trip that you guys got to do, or any tips or anything that you want to share?
I'm trying to think.
What's a tip that you would share about like the multi-pass or the single pass system, if you have any like insight into that since you got to use it?
So I feel like once I was in the park, after I tapped in, I was able to modify the passes easier, like to overlap. Whereas like at home, when I was trying to do that, it wasn't working.
Okay. So just in park, you can modify to overlap, just not at home. Okay.
And then I didn't realize with the, I had to tap into my first lightning lane to modify, like to get multiple tier ones.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Once knowing that on your next trip, you should be able to get a lot of good tier ones. Hopefully, if it's not too busy.
Hopefully. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was going to say too, like with it not being, as busy this summer as like some of the other times of the year, I'm really curious to see how the system is going to work come like, December or, around Christmas or Thanksgiving. Like if it's just going to be like impossible to use, or it's like, it's just going to be just like it was this summer. I don't know. I'm very curious.
the other reason with us going in November, I'm like, oh, we're only going to get a 3-day head start instead of a
Oh, yeah.
7-day.
That's right. You might be doing a lot of evenings because
Yeah.
I know the availability is not so good at 3 days. Like afternoons and evenings is pretty much what's left of like the tier 1 rides. At least that's what I've seen. But you never know. Maybe you switch to it on property before then.
I know. I'm trying. I'm fishing around.
I know. If you want to share some of those pictures that you took on your trip in the Facebook group,
I think Lauren would appreciate her ham and cheese baguette.
I want to see these pictures. I want to see these pictures. So yeah, if you wouldn't mind sharing those on Facebook on the day the episode comes out, that would be wonderful. So we can see how much fun you had on your trip.
Yeah, so. It was a really fun trip.
Perfect. I love it. So, well, thank you so much for being on. It was great to hear about it. I loved it.
Thank you for having me. I had so much fun.
All right. Well, that was my interview with Caitlin. I hope you guys enjoyed listening to her trip, about all the fun things they got to do. And if you would like to see more about her trip, you can go to Capture the Magic Community Facebook group and you can join that. And she'll post pictures and videos and stuff from her trip. And also follow us on social media, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. We're Cap the Magic everywhere except for TikTok. We're Capture the Magic. You can also follow us on YouTube, ctmpodcast.com, for video versions of our episodes. And we're also at Cap the Magic. That's where you can find Jared doing the most on all of Disney and Universal stuff. And it's pretty awesome. So please watch those videos and subscribe over there. And you can also catch our Universal episodes on Mondays twice a month, and our regular, usually scheduled Thursday episodes talking about Disney, and that's weekly with Jared and I. And don't forget to check out ctmapparelco.com. That's where you can see all of our merchandise for sale. We've got shirts, we've got, you do sweatshirts, you can do tanks, and we got all those designs in there. And it's pretty cool stuff. So again, ctmapparel.co for that. So I think that is it from me. So thank you everybody for listening to the Strip Tales. And I want to say thank you again to Caitlin for being my guest today. And as I always like to say, we will see you in the parks.